With Alpha 4.0 on the way, or already here depending on when you're watching this, and when I upload it, I'm going to show you in this short video how to go to Pyro. And stay tuned because I'm going to be talking about some important news about Star Citizen towards the end of the video. So first, if you haven't already, head to Pyro Gateway. It's located slightly southwest of ArcCorp between ArcL5 and ArcCorp. Now you don't need a big ship to use the jump point, but it does require quantum fuel, so you can't go in with a hoverbike or a snubcraft like the P-52 or the Fury. In this case, I'm using my Mustang, which is a very common starter ship. Once you're at Pyro Gateway, you'll see this wormhole, with these flashing curved lights in front of it. Switch to quantum mode and fly in between those curved lights, and a new UI will pop up. Then you have to wait while it's tuning and activating the jump portal. If you get too close before it's ready, the game will push you back. Then just left click and fly forward, and the portal will open. Once it's ready, you will enter the portal and some, I guess I'll say inspirational music will play while you zip through the wormhole. At this point, you'll be navigating trying to avoid the pillars and the walls, and you'll hear a lot of beeping while doing so. But eventually, as you progress deeper and deeper into the wormhole, the color will gradually change from blue to orange, signaling that you're near Pyro, until boom, welcome to Pyro. Now the whole wormhole sequence lasts about a minute and a half, so the whole process of flying to the jump point, waiting for it to calibrate, tune, open, and then enter the tunnel and popping out the other side will take probably a couple minutes. To go back to standing is a similar process. Find the stand gateway in Pyro, which is located northeast of the system between Megumi Refueling and Pyro 5L3, and do the same thing that you would do going from stand to Pyro. But what happens if you don't have enough quantum fuel? Will you become trapped in a tunnel? Will the game even let you in? Here I have less than 10% of quantum fuel left in my Mustang. If I try to fly in, the game will tell me I don't meet the requirements and that I need at least 240k of quantum fuel to jump, and as a result, refuse to open the portal. And if the jump point does open and I try to force my way in, the game will just push me back. So of course the devs have accounted for that scenario. But can you screw up while traversing through the wormhole? If you saw my initial attempt, you'll notice it wasn't clean. There was a lot of beeping, I hit a pillar, and scraped the edge of the tunnel a couple times. But could you screw up so much that you blow up, or you don't make it to the other side? Only one way to find out. Despite what the UI says, it's bugged, I did refuel, I go in the jump point and try to hit every obstacle that pops up, and nothing seemed to happen. Again, there was a lot of beeping, scary noises, a lot of shaking, but it didn't seem like anything else was happening. At this point, I tried to actively screw up. The game froze briefly, and I thought I died, but nope. I tried to angle my ship in all the weird ways, but eventually I made it out unscathed. Next, I tried being hands off. Just let the ship ride. And as I progressed into the tunnel, my ship started bouncing off the edges, and eventually started spinning out until I got spat out of the wormhole and stayed in Pyro. On the next attempt to screw up, it threw me out just after the tunnel changed color and put me on the edge of Pyro system. So I think until you're pretty far along in the tunnel, if you screw up and spin out, you'll be thrown back into whatever system you came from, and it doesn't seem like the pillars do anything. So as long as you stay central and in control in the tunnel, you'll be fine. Of course this could change in the future, but what happens if you leave your ship while in the tunnel? Will the game even let you leave? Well, it turns out yes, you can leave your ship while traversing the tunnel, and you'll basically be floating in like a purgatory state until you hit the edge and die. And that's everything you need to know about traversing between Pyro and Stand. If you found this video helpful, hit that like button, subscribe and ring that bell. If you guys didn't know already, Chris Roberts announced that there will be 2 live versions of Star Citizen running in parallel once Alpha 4.0 goes live. So Alpha 324.3 and 4.0 will be running concurrently at the same time. For how long, no one really knows. But for now, Alpha 4.0 will be known as 4.0 Preview. It's basically 4.0, but not all the features have been implemented yet. The main difference between the live preview server and the PTU server is that your progress will carry over to 4.0, but any progress you make in 324.3 will not carry over to 4.0. This also means that despite what they said earlier, it doesn't seem like Chapter 2 of Save Stand will happen until actual 4.0 goes live, and 324.3 is taken offline next year. So if you're trying to grind and finish those Save Stand missions to get those Pyro repeaters, you still have a chance. If you want to know an easy way to do one of these missions, then I highly recommend you watch this video right here.